So, hello and welcome on this fine evening. I have a great match for us lined up tonight. You will have to bear with me that it will just be me here in the beginning. BB Not and Electric Vision will hopefully be joining us later. But I'm pretty sure with the match that we have lined up that it should be a very entertaining evening regardless. I must admit I've been looking quite forward to this match and had a prediction that HLiNiC and Khornight would actually make it to the final. I'm sort of right and I'm sort of wrong already. Be very interesting to see which of them makes it. Both very skilled coaches, but also two very good teams. But I'll take a little bit deeper look on that. For those of you who are still new to this and don't know the format, just so you know, it is a winner. It is needed, so it will be if not done in the regular two halves, it will be a third half, and if it's still a draw after the third half, a random draw would be happening in game and determine the winner of the match. Two goods to move on to the final. And also, just to be clear, this is a actual league match. So it means that any injuries, skill points, and other stuff actually do count towards the next season. So there is not just a championship on the line. There is also players' lives and livelihood on the stake here. So should be everything to play for in that sense. Good. So if we have a look at the two teams here, it will definitely, I think, be a tactical match, as both of these teams are speed teams and do like to pass around the ball. But it will be very interesting to see who can, probably what this will come down to is most who can control the clock and get things to happen at the right time in the match. I would say that if you have a look at a Khornight's team, I was going to say returning team. He also made it to the finals last season, so he should at least have that experience in his bag. I think it's a fairly, let's call it standard Pro Elves team. Two Knight Splitzers, though the one of them looks like he had an accident recently and replaced with a new one. I do like the break tackle. It will make it really hard to block him off to go wherever he wants to do. Classic sort of catchers. A little bit softer on the one-turn touchdown, especially compared to HLiNiC Skaven, that will probably be more or less impossible to stop. A really experienced and pro thrower, gotta say that that is a seasoned thrower we got here. Be interesting to see if it can carry also its fairly high team value weight. And Khornight also has, I think it's sort of important to sort of highlight the frenzy piece, but also the fact that he has a fairly large bench for a Pro Elves to, especially against Skaven. I think it might be necessary with the double mighty blows, of course, but I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see if it's going to be the bench or the more skilled but fewer players on HLiNiC that's going to sort of win the day on the team matchup sort of side of things. On HLiNiC's side of things, that is a really, really well developed Skaven team. I I think it's basically a wish list of what you could more or less want for a Skaven team, especially with our team value limits. That it makes it a little bit. This is again, of course, the end of the season, but it is probably peak Skaven performances, especially if you're playing against AV7. Yeah, those are some naughty, naughty Skaven, yes. Especially the two gutter runners, of course. I don't think the fact that he doesn't have a claw is as a big an issue against Pro Elves. It probably won't matter at all. But against, should he make it to the final, I think against the higher armor value teams, a claw would definitely sort of like just be dotting the final eye of saying like this is probably like the worst sort of Skaven team you can run into. Those two gutter runners with AG 1 plus and just a head on top of it, just in case you don't think you can find a way through it. They can basically go anywhere, pick up a ball, most likely anywhere, and also get away from harm's way. So there's probably not going to be many turns with the ball lying on the ground versus this game team without it being punished. And you got all the trimmings for a perfect one-turn touchdown, sidestep, sprint, AG, everything like that. That's going to be near impossible to not make that happen. Unless you can force it on the field earlier and make him maybe say hello to the underside of a boot or something like that. I actually think this is a really, really good, strong Skaven team. A little bit lower again on the bench side, of course, compared, like mentioned, to the Khornight Pro Elves. But with the lack of Mighty Blow on Khornight's side, I think there should be a good odds that the bench size of this Skaven team won't really matter unless we get into a third half. Then I think it could actually start to matter. There's a small team value difference, 50. I think it's deliberately be kept to that size. So most likely we'll be seeing a cake, I would imagine. Not that I think it will matter much, especially with the amount of players the Khornight will be feeling tonight. So yeah. But other than that, I think we are in for what will probably be a very interesting match. Unless Nuffle decides that he's just going to throw all dice to the wall and make it something completely else. I think this should be a really great match. And like I said, something I actually been looking forward to seeing this quite a lot. So I will check in with the two contestants to see if they are ready to play. And we might start the match soon. So, what are people's predictions here? So, what are you predicting this match will go? I will give you a little bit of a head start, and then I'll tell you afterwards what I think if there's any takers I was going to say for this. Hello, Bear. So, I definitely don't think it's going to be a match without any touchdowns, that's for sure. But be interesting to see how many and to who. Yeah, sorry about the ads. Until someone shows me how to turn them off, or if that's even possible, then they will have to be there, because I tried to limit them as much as possible I could see for the setup, but I am no Twitch expert, so yeah, ads is now apparently a thing. So it should be illegal to have ads, I think. On the other hand, I think there's a lot of free internet services that would definitely die out, and we might miss those if there was no ads, right? So it's a bit of a two-edged sword. But yeah. Is there really no one who wants to dare to make a prediction? That is surprising. Just give you a few more things. Oh, that's I would say controversial prediction there, Mobbit. I think the 2 is definitely, I think, something I will think is likely. But the Pro Elves not scoring at least just once, I think that's unlikely. I think they will definitely score once. It's more a question of it will be. This is closer to my predictions. I think it might be somewhere between 2-2 or 2-3 or something like that. And that's not even if it goes into overtime. I think if it goes into overtime, I think we're looking at even more. Yeah. I think both teams are sort of, once they get the ball, it's going to be hard to get them off them. So they should be able to score both teams in each half, right? So I think at least 2-2. Then it's more a question if Knuffles or Blitz or something intervenes and it goes haywire. And of course, there's always the dreaded double ones, right, on a crucial rule that can knuffle things up. But I think we will at least gonna have 4 touchdowns. That's my prediction, and I think I'm gonna have to go with 2-2. I might be biased here, but I think I'm more inclined to put it 2-3 to the Skaven, just because of those two gutter runners. I run the potential of maybe running into them in the final, and if that's the case, I can put it this way: I don't know what to do about those two players. The fact that you basically can dodge on 2+ into 2 tackle zones is scary, at least as an opponent, right? And you can pick up the ball even in a tackle zone on 2+. You just, yeah, kill them with fire. I think it's the only way to really deal with those two, because otherwise you are in for a hard time. Just typing to the players here. I think they're getting more or less ready to fight here in a fight. They're gonna take off the gloves and then they're no. So they usually say man can't multitask. I usually can. The only thing I can't multitask on is typing and doing something else. Then my brain goes completely. Yeah, I think the rerolls for Skaven, especially if we get a third half, I think might come back to yeah, I actually also probably would have gone for slimming down my roster, but you know, you have to fire quite a bit to actually get down to a wizard. Like, you run the risk of the Skaven also starting to fire, and then it becomes like a bit back and forth, right? But yeah, potentially a wizard would definitely be a huge factor in this sort of matchup, right? Especially because you could frog one of those two gutter runners on the 2+. That would make a, yeah, you need to cut 2 linemen, and then you're down to 12 players, and that's with 2 mighty blows. I think that would be at least a scary prospect for me, my point of view. If you could probably maybe, you know, you fire, you can't, you need to fire something good like the bonus catch or something. If you want to just do it with one, might be, if you want to really go in that direction, I think it's a better option.
Hello.
Hello. I think that is perfect timing. Hello, Evie.
Hey, you all right?
Good. We have had a look at the teams, and the 2 players I think is just about ready to start the match. It hasn't appeared, at least on my end yet. Just double checking that it's not. So, have you had a chance to look at the teams, or are you going in blind?
I'm going in mostly blind. But I know that the Skaven have some very disgusting players.
Yes.
And to be honest, I'm actually kind of liking the I'm liking Khornight's blitzer with the break tackle. I
Oh, I
like
love
it.
that. Yeah, I comment on that. I think it's really liking. So we have a game connecting, so I'll switch the view over to the match. You can already hear a player being moved about. So let's just double check. I'm fairly sure that the inducement will be a keg. Yeah. Got the keg. And Khornight is for C. No, kicking, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, those two gutter runners are going to be disgusting. And interesting, it looks like they will be filtered from the start. Which I think is a brave move, at least in my opinion. So as a Prem West player myself, I sort of have to root for HLiNiC here purely from the fact that it would mean that finally we could get a Prem West win, which I think would be huge. Maybe from my more personal perspective, I think I might be rooting for Khornight because I think I'd rather face off against those Elves than those Skaven in a final. So I'm sort of split here.
I mean, that's very fair. Like, I think it's you'd prefer to fight against the elves, but
yeah,
it kind of depends how murderous this game turns out to be.
Oh, definitely. Oh, a ref that start off. Ooh, and also 2, so it was actually close to being to send off. That was one of the nice catches too.
Oh god, we've got custom camera turn. We're on a slight diagonal.
So I've been criticized for from the way that I look at the match. This is how I usually look at the match. This is what I think is most like tactical aware. I'm not sure it gives the same let's call it player viewer experience. But yeah.
No, like I normally play it like I have the elevation much shallower.
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably seen how I play on stream, and that's how just like I play in general. I sometimes do miss a couple of things in the backfield, but I am normally pretty good at remembering. But I like to play more zoomed in because I don't know. I like to see the players. I like just to see things. I like even with like the skill rings here. Like I can just about pick some stuff out.
Yeah.
But it's for me, like I see a bunch of skills, I see some tiny players, and I'm just like, no, I'm not about this. I want more zoomed in content.
Yeah. So I think Mathemus is right. I think Prem is sort of hoping that Khornight will destroy all the Skavens though. But like rat extermination is always good, right? I think
no, it's not. No. I'm not having any of this like nonsense, right? If anything deserves to be destroyed, it's the pesky orcs, okay?
Let's not start on the whole dwarves war dancers and killing off list. I think generally anyone goes with other players than mine should die, no questions asked. I think that is also.
Yeah, it's always dwarves and orcs die, or it's the only good elf is a dead elf. There's the only like two sides of the coin.
Yeah, it's very interesting that the ball was not picked up, or even tried.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. Maybe they just forgot.
It almost appears so. So, for my point, like I started off with this view of the match, which I think is fine until you start noticing that the players behind the big guys, you miss them. And when you've done that enough times, I sort of switched to this point of view because then I can easier see behind players and get a little bit more tactical.
Yeah. See, like this is about the zoom in level and elevation I play at, or what the one you just had it at, and like I really like it just because it's like, ooh, there's one go. I like it because I get to just see the players, but I can also like I can see the color skill rings much easier, and it's just I think it's just it's better for content.
Yeah. So I usually go for this because this is at least when I play. I can more, how to say, detail see the tactical things about. Yeah. But I think it's also a question, what do you get used to?
Yeah. I mean, like, so, like, the way I play online is basically the same way I play on tabletop. Like, I'm sat in my chair, I'm chilling. I'm at that elevation.
Oh,
I'm at
you're one of
that level of
those.
zoom.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
always standing, looking down on the pitch.
like I'll if I'm starting to lose track of things, if I'm playing against like fucking snotlings or something, pardon my language, if I'm playing against something like snotlings or something, it's like, okay, right now I actually have to maybe like stand up or something to check what's going on. Or if I'm like maybe counting squares. But like if I'm in my opponent's half, like I'm not standing up and walking around the table for the most part to try and move pieces. I'm just like, I mean, like I'll just like lean and stretch over and move pieces. But if it's like near the end zone, I'm just like, oh man, can you just move that piece there for me?
Wow. So I actually played, but that's the problem with playing like on this view, right? I played with my orc team just for like a bit of warm up for the matches, and it took me, I think, like 3 matches before I noticed that I had actually an orc that started down here. That's not exactly, let's say, the best.
I'm being chastised for swearing. Terrible.
Uh,
Oh no,
I will actually tell you that I swear quite a lot, and hence also all this content is actually marked as being not for kids. So there's actually no problem in swearing.
Nah, it's okay. I mean, so like whenever I'm like, it's really funny because whenever I'm on stream, whether it's mine or someone else's, or when I'm like doing some like moderating for the Blood Bowl 3 Discord, or if I'm just doing something for like Cyanide Dacon, or just like going on someone else's podcast or whatever, I normally just like have this habit of not swearing because when I was younger, like I've been in a few different workplaces, and I used to be like a football referee for like children. So like it's just, even if it's a more like relaxed setting, I'm not like a huge swearer. Because I don't know, I just like, it feels like if I'm swearing a lot, I'm not conducting myself professionally.
Yeah. So I worked a lot and also in this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, I worked in banks and stuff like that, and when I'm at work, I would never swear. But when I'm at home, I swear quite a bit. Probably maybe a little bit too much even. My son sometimes goes like, "Dad, you swear too much." But then,
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm kind of the same. Like when I'm like with friends and stuff, my filter just kind of gets turned off.
yeah.
And I swear a bit more liberally, but yeah. I don't know. Something about being on stream or just like doing something for someone else just invokes this like, I'm working, I need to be a professional, and I have when it comes to doing that sort of stuff, I have a lot of pride like in my work and in myself, so I don't swear.
I like the block here on the red ogre, but I'm thinking you have to do a rescue mission for that blitzer of yours.
That'd be my main worry. Like my main worry is like, yeah, it's great hitting the Roger.
Yeah.
But if you don't go and do something over there, that's going to get fouled again.
Yeah.
And that's your best player.
It's definitely crucial. Like the yellow blitz doesn't even have dodge, which I don't like. It was just such an assumption I know from my half when I was running the roster the first time. I was like, yeah, of course it has dodge. Like, how can it not have dodge? Like, it doesn't it come standard? No, okay. It just feels like that, right?
Oh, I wish it came as standard.
Yeah. Well, I would put it this way: it would definitely make it a lot better player. But
Yeah. Now it's just like clearly it had dodge at one point. It died. It got rebought, and now it's like, yep, you're just slightly higher armor than everything else. You are now fodder.
yeah,
You are fine.
yeah, I think it's actually like a really great base player. Like in the sense that you get the extra armor, you get the sidestep, which is such a good skill. I think.
Yeah, I did a challenge team where I was taking lots of tackle instead of dodge on Elven Union, and it was bad.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of the same on my dodgeless
Ooh,
Dark Elves when I was like took my blitzers, took sidestep. Ooh, nice power.
Just in case someone is not aware of it, I'm not psychic and I don't have a cheat link to the game. But if you notice that there's a over here where it's like looking for server, it's usually a sign that there is a removal coming in a second. That's why.
Oh right, yeah, I've noticed that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like okay.
So if they have sidestep or stand from or something, it can also be for that reason. But other than that, it's usually because it's like it's a removal.
If there's no skill choices to be made, it's like it's an armor break, at least.
Yeah.
I like that the rats are kind of just being like, "Yep, you know what? I'm fighting you." I'm kind of waiting to see. Ooh, that's a bit aggressive.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'm thinking like you need to also secure this and.
Have you tried that?
I don't like this. This feels like it's. This feels like there's going to be rushes involved, or the ball isn't going to be safe.
It's definitely going to be in a squishy position because right now it looks like you're going to foul this piece, right? And that leaves these two to close off the cage. And that's going to be a squishy cage. Like, fair enough that the Pro Elves don't have the strongest diving players, but still, I would take the chance, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting. I mean,
wow. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I mean, it's a brave move.
Definitely.
I'm not sure
really
if I
going
like
through
it,
here
though.
anyway, right? So, yeah.
I mean, you could.
And
At the moment, it's a 4+. It's a 4+ dodge.
yeah, you gotta try. Nope. That's wow. That's already capping the Skaven at 11, and we are wow. That's that bench that was mentioned earlier might be become quite relevant.
I mean, there's like what? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's literally a 2+ dodge, and then a 4+ dodge. 2 dice on the ball. Or it's a 3+, 4+ if you want to avoid tackle.
I'm not a fan of that move. I would have probably picked this guy and then.
I mean, it depends how all in you're going at this stage, right?
Okay.
Like, if you're not going all in, I feel like they're gonna, because like, I mean, the rogue is gonna get left in the wayside.
Yeah. No, I think I'm up. I think the whole idea with predictions is that they sort of stick for the whole match. But I can definitely see why you want to change your predictions at this point. I was also say this is not exactly. I'm almost thinking like if you're Skaven at this point, do you sort of swap over and just go for a quick touchdown just so you get back those players and sort of go like I can't be 9 against 10.
I mean, yeah, let's be real. Like, the Skaven can score whenever the hell they feel like it.
Oh, yeah.
there's nothing really stopping the Skaven from scoring whenever they feel like it.
No.
But I'm liking the pressure.
Yeah.
I'm liking the pressure. And, you know, the rogue is literally useless right now.
Mm-hmm.
However, where are the Skaven going to go? I feel like they need to go back and round.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like I think at this point, with this sort of level of pressure, you sort of need to fall back. You have plenty of time. You actually need to slow down the match. So turning back, I think is the better call here.
Yeah, because I feel like you need to get. Well, I think the rogue is going to be useless now, unfortunately. But I'd have maybe even been like tempted to blitz with the rogue, but then like not actually blitz with the rogue just to try and get it up the field a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like let's say it moves forward 3 squares, and then you like retreat around the left hand side. Like you're in a better position at that point.
Definitely.
Even though you don't use your blitz aggressively, you're just using it to get the rogue back in the mix.
Yeah.
Because I think that Khornight doesn't mind taking this slow, because it gives Khornight more opportunities to try and kill those gutter runners that are quite good.
They are the threat of the team, right? They are a strong threat and hard to get rid of. Fragile, but hard to get rid of. But I think you are like Khornight. You are in a sort of a right. You already know that any removals from this point on, it's really gonna be a problem for this game because they are already capped at 11, right? And you have the bench, so you also should be expecting as a Skaven player that the Pro Elves is probably going to start jumping on your player soon.
Oh, yeah, you can ban that bot as well.
Yes.
If you just click the name and ban it.
Oh, just 2 seconds. First Windows, and then I click on a name, right? This tells me how often.
Yeah, you just click the name and then just ban it.
Ban.
It's really funny. Like my stream had bots for absolutely forever, and then what I did was I made it for like a month or 2. I made it so that you had to follow me if you wanted to chat, and then all the bots wouldn't follow you, so they wouldn't be able to chat. the only like bots or like scams would follow you and start chatting, like they're really obvious and they're not very common.
Yeah.
And then like 2 months later, I turned it back off. But I think all the bot systems have like flagged my channel as like, oh, you can't do it with that one. They've got follower only on.
Yeah.
So now I don't have bot problems anymore until probably a few more months, and then they'll clock on and send more bots my way.
Yeah. When a new platform spawns up and they start.
Yeah, because I was literally like banning bots like nearly every stream, like probably like 2 or 3. It's just like I was getting fed up of it, so I just put follower only mode on just to kind of end it. Yeah, there was one bot when we turned it off. They might also check if you've got active mods in the channel. Yeah, I mean, whenever I see a bot, it's easy enough just to go, all right, no, you don't, click and ban.
Yeah. I was about to say here that this guy was going to get served until I saw which one it was that was stunned, and I was like, yeah, no.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised that the Skaven have decided that they're just going to hold.
Well,
they just decided that, you know what, we're not moving, we're fighting instead. And the ball's not safe. The ball is not safe.
It's not.
It's very, very scarily not safe.
Yeah. Well, you still need the 6 to hit it, so it's not like you're gonna get it easy.
But it's like, you know.
Well, 1, 2, 3 there, and then put a player there.
2+3+.
Yeah.
Is it like a 2+2+ for like 1 dice? Oh wait, no, is it 2-3? It's a 2-3.
Not a follow up. Okay, I would have followed up there probably. Just want to go over here.
I don't think you need to. Like, I think what you need to do is you need to stop Skaven from getting into your half. When they've got players like this lunacy, like, you don't want to give up any hits, and you can't let them get into your half, because the second they get a couple of squares in there, they can score. And you, like, with agility increases and with 2 heads, you're not stopping it.
No. Like
So
this player
it's
actually just
just
needs
about
to be
fighting.
the speed runner here. He just needs to be right on the other side of the line, and he can score. He doesn't need to be more than that. Like the second he crosses the line, he's basically I like Lentio.
Oh yeah, because it's got sprint, hasn't it? So it needs to be good old 1 square into your half. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Glantio? Good to see you. East is the beast. This is weird because I'm in central now. Like what am I supposed to say about that? Like central.
you will serve your judgment until you are in a West and East division again.
I used to be in East.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that's like, well, do you take the cheeky and move up here?
Oh god.
Just squash him next time.
I might have been cheeky and just moved up.
They could follow up, of course, but they've wisely decided not to.
I think Khornight would have given quite a bit of a goal for having a player with tackle or strip ball more than the friendship piece.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah. I mean, eventually I'll get put into East or West, so that'll be nice. Well, actually, maybe not. It depends how I do this season. I've looked at the people that are in my division, and I'm like, all right, yeah, they're actually all like much higher team value than me. This might be a challenge.
Yeah, you have the dubious honor of you basically moved 2 leagues up, didn't you?
No, I went from like whatever the bottom one was when I joined to Colsa.
Conference?
Yeah, I think I started in conference, then went to Colsa. I don't know if I moved up 1 or 2 divisions. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like now I'm in technically a promoted division with a new team, so it's going to be interesting.
Right. Yeah. I love the smack going on.
I started
in
in Griffinwood. Yeah, that was the one. I started in Griffinswood.
Yeah.
Mark, I actually got a DM from DK saying like, wait a minute, why are you in my division?
What are you up to, Bob?
I'm thinking about what the hell.
I was like, well, I was supposed to be in a lower one, but we needed to fill up some of these other divisions. And he was like, what do you mean lower? You sandbagging.
Yeah. But it's
Should be fun next season.
Oh,
my plan is to survive.
I think. Oh. I don't like that. That's 2 dice on the ball holder.
Hey, that play looked almost competent.
That's 2. Is that what? Is that 2 dice on the ball with on a 3+?
Yeah, or Surf Gutter Runner. I'll probably take the Surf Gutter Runner in this case.
Is it? I don't think it's Surf Gutter Runner. The Gutter Runner's 2 squares. Oh, well, I guess you got Frenzy, but
you got push. And this is where you go like, yeah, I want to really reroll it, but I can't spend a reroll on this. But you can always just get it dead. It's dead. Oh. Who needs
Yeah,
his
and
credit?
surfed it. Easy.
Yes. Wow.
There we go.
Oh god.
Suffering from success.
Failed into success. I think that's the task failed successfully. I think that's what this is. Yes, these are definitely Khornights elves. Damn, dead. It's dead, Jim. Wow. I
Oh, so they're down to 10. Our maximum, they're capped at 10 now.
yeah.
I'd object to
Who even needs Mighty Blow?
I've been quoted for saying several times that who needs players anyways. I think this might be one of the matches where it might become relevant.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
They may be fast, but once you
God
grab
damn it.
me,
My Skaven team,
you can usually strangle
in
them
the previous season of UKBBL, it had 12 players, and it was, to be honest, it was a nightmare. It sucked.
Yeah.
And then, like, I had a really rough game one where I basically just got punched to death by lizards.
The other
Um,
players stood there like statues with such
and
easy
then, yeah, it was just,
grace.
when I finally kind of stabilized after, like, it took me like 3 to 4 games to, like, fully stabilize. And then I, like, got myself, like, a 13 bench. I was like, okay, 13 or 14 bench. I can actually, I can survive a little.
Stomping on the players'
Yeah,
knees
so I
of
started
Have
with
enough.
the orc team when we started up in Bubble 3. And in my first 3 matches, I had 4 Ditto orcs. And it took me 3 matches to get an
You won't
APOC.
leave him alone anytime soon.
So that was not exactly a great start to my run, I was going to say.
Yeah.
This like it's not that HLiNiC has been having terrible dice. Like it's not like even that unlucky, but it's just compounding so quickly that it's horrible. And he's like constantly on his back foot. So instead of actually being able to do stuff, he's in a rough spot. Like it's not like he can't move the Skaven over here and probably make his touchdown, but it's about controlling the clock. Like if he scores turn 7 and not turn 8, like there's no way Khornight's not going to get his turn touchdown for this half, right?
It's not hands, it's claws.
I mean, I think Khornight can't really afford to use any more rerolls if they want to do a 1 turn. And has to start, and is probably going to be targeting the other 3 gutter runners fairly soon. But I yeah, like Magnus said, like I don't think it's going to be particularly difficult for the Skaven to score. I mean, case in point.
Yeah.
Hey, things are
But I think
Skaven runs across the other side of the pitch.
Yeah.
And is also in scoring.
Yeah. Well, the other half is scoring. I think Mathema's point about the time bank is a good indicator of actually how it's going, because if things were going well, usually players wouldn't have burned off this much time already.
That's true, yeah. I mean, Khornight's been doing a really good job of making sure not to go in too early. I mean, I probably would have went in early because, like, I'm a crazy person, and I'd like to go and hunt the ball. But I think like this shows the strength of Khornight, really.
Have you tried
Just like taking it easy.
Oh yeah.
A sports drink made by the Skaven of
Like Khornight's not necessarily going to be able to stop this, I don't think.
No, like
But
I said, like
he's done a good job on killing things, though.
oh yeah.
not that stupid.
And I think for better and worse, like especially like at this early stage in the game, that's all you could hope for. So in that sense, like he's been definitely pressured. Like in a I think perfect Khornight Khornight world, like, he gets to pressure the Skaven enough that they'll score this next turn. But I have a hard time seeing that. Could be wrong. I
Yeah,
think,
the tackle's too far over. So,
yeah.
like, they're not really going to be able to pressure. I feel like HLiNiC should be able to just kind of chill this one out. And,
yeah, my biggest concern here is he pulled the blitzer back up here. I think he should have pulled it up here for the next turn's caging. Because I think
I think it's trying that blitzer is trying to force the blitz location.
Oh yeah.
Because like if that blitzer stays there, then it's just in the way.
Oh Jesus.
But there is no sure thing in life.
Well, talking about surfing. I'm fairly sure that, yeah, I was going to say, if there's not a push here, there will be a removal. Yeah, and that's going to be a removal.
Oh, he's going to get
It was only KO. About time there was a KO, but still.
A snotling baked in a pie stands more chance.
Oh, that's rough.
Oh, another one. Oh, another KO. Wow. So, like I said, for those mentioned, like, when it goes up this message up here, that's what I'm sort of looking out for.
I mean, the thing is as well, like, with a team like Skaven and like with these the gutter runners that are so incredible.
Yeah.
You want to be saving your Apo for the incredible.
Yeah. Like, there's two players in your team. Well, maybe that blitzer also to some extent, but like the blitzer, the two gutter runners, you don't really care about anything else. Like, everything else is just nice, but it's those three players that are the key to everything. Is that another removal? Wow. And we just had 3 KOs in one turn.
Sheesh.
I think if this had happened one turn earlier, I think Khornight could have forced him to score early, but I don't think he can now.
It's still kind of precarious.
Oh, it's going to be precarious, but you're going to run up through here and make a cage.
They're gonna if they can get, they need to be able to knock this stuff up.
I don't like that there.
I guess it's better odds than trying to take on the sidestepper, but then what the hell are you going to save the ball with?
I think you can score. Like,
yeah, I think it's going to be a score.
Because when you park these two here, how are you going to... You more or less have to score now. Oh,
unless you gamble on Blodge. Do you gamble on Blodge? Just hope they don't roll a POW.
Oh God.
A bit scary, isn't it?
I would put it this way: I'm happy that I am not in those shoes, to having to make that decision.
What task was sponsoring the sport when you were playing, Bob?
Well, polishing cream manufacturer? No. I got no idea.
Well, you sort of box yourself, and you have to score now. Like, with these two positions here, you can't do anything else, more or less, I would say.
What is
Here,
it like?
That's a 3+, 2+, and this guy's through. Due to the wrestle.
Yeah, 3+2+ with wrestle. I'd probably score now, not going to lie. I don't think you've got many other options.
I think he's going to wait it out.
No, he is going to wait it out. I mean, it's pretty bright. I guess if you can outrange it, it is just relying on Blodge.
Yeah, I think you are.
I should probably say something meaningful to all our
it's outrange.
viewers. All I can think of is Splash.
There's only like the Blitzer with block, but it doesn't really matter. That one can reach 2. Can we get a third dice in on it? No, we're not. That's basically it. It's these two that can reach it, right?
Yeah. So it's just a
2 dice and hope for a 6.
yeah. If you don't roll the 6, they could just sidestep into the end zone, and then that's it. Essentially, that saves them rolling dice too, right? So, because then that ends Khornight's turn 7, and then HLiNiC won't get a turn 8, and then it'll go on to Khornight's turn 8. So, like, yeah, Khornight's probably just going to punch some stuff first, and then go for the 2 die, and then see what happens.
Yeah, because like perfect world for Khornight, none of them scores for stuff. And he doesn't get to roll multiple times for his KOs. So
Yeah.
I would rather go for a 0-0 than a 1-1, so I wouldn't be saving my rerolls for the 1 turn.
I would be saving my rerolls for the 1 turn right here.
Can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
No.
With that block
Because
yeah.
like even if, let's say you do the rush and you punch the gutter runner and you knock it over, it sidesteps and then the ball fumbles somewhere, and then you've got like no one else to really get a hold of it, and it's like
Not rerolling that.
well, you're not doing anything. Like
So-
you're not stopping it still.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd eat the 1 there.
Yeah,
I'd
so
just
would
leave
I,
the one,
because
leave it.
otherwise the alternative is you should have not used your Blitzer. Because my plan would have been to 2 dice this guy. If he breaks him, I would have picked up with this guy.
I mean, that's fair.
Because this gutter runner is far away. Yes, he can make down there, but he's not going to go down there, blitz, and pick up the ball, and then make it into the touchdown zone.
Time to rise and shine.
So Khornight has everyone back, and HLiNiC is 2 KOs down.
The team will be sorely missing their
There's
most
another
influential and they perform
another round of KOs to come yet. So
Yeah,
Not
but
the end of the
statistically
world.
he'll still be down 1 player next half. But yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, if it's 10 players, it's fine. But like, yeah, it kind of depends. Like, I don't think HLiNiC has the capability to stop this 1 turn.
Like he can't guarantee Lee. What a long way to say things. There's no way to make sure that he cannot. It's a question of odds here.
I think if you were brave enough, you could put the 2 sidestep super gutters on the line and the rat ogre.
So I think Galento is right. I think it's going to be the Shadow of the Hornrat that is definitely helping here so far. But I think I like the idea. I just also think it's a risky move.
Yeah, no, there's no way in hell I'd put my 2 star gutters on the line and then the roger as well and just let them hit me. Like you know what, I'm just like, you know what, you go do 1 turn. Like if you get it, fair enough.
I think from my point of view, it's like, yes, he has a nice, decent, fairly reliable 1 turn, but it's not a given. Like the Skaven's 1 turn touchdown, like unless they start really missing players, is going to be a sure thing, right? The Pro Elves is a little bit more, and I think I value, but I think he's going to do what you suggested here. It sure looks like it.
I mean, if you're going for the win, it's the play. If you're going for longevity, it's not the play at all.
And I think the reason why I still think I might have to reassess my assessment is he has to cut players at the end of the season regardless, right? So if one of them now takes the ticket and the cost, No, Mark. The playoffs are not resurrection. So
If it dies, it dies.
it dies. And I think that the like I said, by lack of a better word, justification here is like, if it dies, well, then it's the other that is there for the next season anyway. So because he has a backup, like in the two of them, I think
Yeah, but if they both die,
you had to jinx it. You had to jinx it, right? And in
they
a second,
both die,
in
we're
a
gonna get
second, you're
some
gonna say
problems
that of
here.
course the APOC is gonna fail too, right?
I mean, I'll be honest. I appreciate HLiNiC with the balls of steel, but just going. You know what? I'll put my 2 super gutters on the line because they've
I,
got sidestep. One
I,
turn this.
this looks to me like I'm willing to sacrifice my player for a win, and you sort of have to respect the balls of that, right? Like regardless of the outcome, it's all like I value my win higher than those two players' life.
Yeah, either like HLiNiC has already got plans to like play something different next season,
Yes.
or
No, I
does
think
not care
he's
if
playing.
one
He's
or
playing.
both of those
He's
die.
he's playing Skaven. He's playing this team next season. Um, just to add some muppet here, I think there's about 750 team value in these 3 players here. Roughly those numbers, kind of. So yes, and I think also Mathemus's point is very important that she mentions that like HLiNiC is down to 41 seconds.
Yeah.
That might actually become a real factor, especially when it comes to the one turns, stuff like that. But yeah,
How much is a Roger? Roger's 150.
yeah.
So Roger with is 150 plus jugs, which is 170.
Yeah. So it's
Do we know if these? I don't know. I'm not going to count randoms for right this second because otherwise that's going to screw my maths. Gutter Runner is 85.
You know what? I will look it up. That's cheat, but it's easier. I can tell you exactly how much it
like
is.
plus like another 80 team value plus maybe 100 value. Yeah, it's like at least a minimum of like 140k on top. So there's like that's at least like 225, 205 for like each gutter runner ish in that ballpark.
So we are roughly around 650.
Oh yeah, you can use the new K menu.
Does that have and a quick snap? Oh my god, that must have been the touchdown right there. Yeah, but it doesn't have team values. I think it's really annoying that like in Bubble 2 you could see the player's cost, but they removed that. That really annoys me.
Oh right. Oh, I guess more basic thing. Fair enough.
Small detail.
All
Yeah.
the deaths and kills. Okay. But that's still like a lot of team value. Like,
Yeah.
Oh dear. I hope that player has written a will, Bob.
Oh,
Players can barely
bye-bye.
speak,
Is that gonna be it?
let alone write. You should know. You've interviewed enough of them.
Oh. I will put it this way. I am really happy that I'm not in HLiNic's shoes and having to make these decisions.
I know where I'm sidestepping because if you don't sidestep the right way here, you might get yourself into trouble.
Yeah.
That's a natty little move.
That's
Still, I'm willing to bet a good punch will have been
not a
placed
bad
down
place.
in the mud.
No. And also very interesting that he picks the push here.
Pushback, not over.
So needs to move forwards with this one, and then is going to use the frenzy. I think it's going to be 1 into 2.
Well, I'm a bit
But then wait a minute.
pass to make in this.
That's not got sidestep. This makes things very awkward.
Are we gonna use the
Oh wait, no.
Roper?
Oh no, they're using the. Yeah, they need to fill in another. Yeah, okay, so they're going back the other way now.
They're going in here.
I thought they were.
Yeah, they're going in here. Yep, pushing over here. Thank you.
The assist gonna be
Oh,
enough to come out on top.
Yeah. So thank you, Maximus, for the 630 on team value for those free players.
So, none of the knockout players
And none of the KOs returns. Oh. So, HLiNiC was clearly rewarded for the gamble. Didn't suffer any extra damage from it, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the problem, right? That Khornight has now. Khornight has a big problem of he needs to kill these Skaven now. Needs to do it.
I think if he, without giving too much of what I've been thinking about what I need to do in the final if I meet up with HLiNiC, I would put it this way. The Radrocker is a huge part of the one-turn touch success from him. If there's no Radrocker, the odds goes a lot down.
I mean, if you only need a gutter runner, you need 2 players.
I'm not saying it is that it stops the one-turn touchdown, but I'm just saying it makes it comparatively a lot harder to make it.
Skaven need 5 players. Even with no Roger, 5 players to do this one turn.
Yeah.
They need someone to pick the ball up. They need someone. They need the super side steppy sprint, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They need 2 things to make a T shape, and they need something to do the blitz. Yeah. Is as a bare minimum.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think Khornight would give them a T shape to begin with, but.
So Khornight has 2 side steps. So already there, we have a lot of. Oh, actually, he has 3 side steps, so he can actually completely negate it.
I mean, you say that, and then
Well,
it's like you get like a quick snap, and it's like, oh, there we go, done.
yeah. So no. That's also what I mean. Like I said, it's not that it's a then you can't do it. It's more just like there's a bigger chance that it will not happen.
Yeah.
And then it is also the question of like, but I think I would start hunting for the Rat Ogre if I was Khornight at this point. That Rat Ogre needs to get off the field. What was the new weather?
Nothing.
Okay. Because yeah. And then of course hunt those gutter runners for you can, but I would really.
There is one thing that's kind of scary in all this. Skaven, they do have the minus armored wrestle dauntless strip ball, and
Oh yeah.
Khornight has no short hands, so.
No, it's also why like I'm not particularly a fan of this. Or give it to someone who will block or something.
Yeah, it caught it off the kickoff.
He's now as free as a fart in a thunderstorm.
Yeah, that player caught the ball off the kickoff, so.
Oh.
Just like keep it on that
Another
player, I guess.
Yeah, I think Mathemus is right. I think it was sunny before. I think that's.
Yeah.
There needs to be better graphic for the sunny. I so often miss that one. Like the snow, the rain, you can see easily, but the sunny, I miss that one.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't realize it's just slightly brighter than usual.
Yeah.
That's why I have the little icons on my stream, so I can it reminds me sometimes.
Oh, how do you get those?
No, I made them myself.
Oh.
I basically just like went onto Google and typed in like sun icon and basically just put them onto an overlay and then just had I have like a command where I can just have them appear and disappear on the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think Mathemus is right. I think it looks like Khornight is of at least the same opinion that I am, that Oradogre needs to just die. Also because it's the highest damage output that HLiNiC has. On top of that, I don't think the bench is going to become so relevant, but
Bloodvisor have certainly got their
Yeah.
hands.
It's
And here
such a shame that frenzy players are not allowed grab.
So, funny story, you can have, but you need to get enough of prayers and you pick a skill and then you can actually assign grab to a frenzy player. And trust me, you can have a lot of fun with such a player. Because the game mechanics apparently supports it if it happens that way around. I don't think it's technically legal according to the rules, but
No, it's not.
but it you can actually do that. Yeah.
No, because normally it doesn't. That doesn't normally happen because, like at least the big guys that have like the strength access and stuff like that, they normally like you can't give it to a player with loner, most of the time.
But you can give it to a troll slayer with frenzy, and you can give that one grab. That was how I did it.
Yeah. That might be a bug then. Oh well,
No,
we'll have to report that one.
I think it's because the Knuckle of Prayer doesn't trigger the logic for assessing skills. So I think technically, probably you could also do like what's the one, strong arms, whatever, like the other limitations. I don't think it checks for limitations when you pick the skills there.
I think it does it definitely does for some because it definitely like it stops nonsense like strong arm and stuff. Because that just doesn't show up as like an option or whatever.
I like
Yeah.
this
I mean,
game is
there
high
used
pressure here, but
yeah, it used to be like this. There used to be, might still be, can't really remember. With there was like bugs for the AI that the
Make a difference.
or like when you were playing versus the AI,
Yeah.
you could random a frenzy player on a frenzy player. So that some of the like AI teams had like essentially like double frenzy,
Yeah.
and they actually hit you 3 times.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I had a feeling that like Khornight knew this was coming, right? Like instant cage up. Like I know what HLiNic's gonna do. That pain in my ass is just gonna ram Skaven into me.
Oh yeah, but I think like HLiNic's mission right now, right, is apply as much pressure as possible to force a early as possible touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think HLiNiC can slow play this.
No. Like the only alternative is to go for a I don't want to take damage and just not raise anyone players and just see what survives the punching, right? And just hope for that one turn touchdown. But then you basically sold third half if you come to that.
Yeah.
Alternatively, which I think is what he's going for, but I think it was also the better decision, is just apply as much pressure as possible and just hope something happens, like a double one or like you said, this guy over here, he is definitely a threat to the bolt of coldest, right? But I also think that you should be able to.
It's like Khornight's doing the same thing, standing ground, fighting back.
Yep, it's like almost the same thing again. Is that removable? No, it's done. Okay. So here comes the question: which player do you foul?
You have to foul the wrestle strip. You have to. Like, it's got minus armor already. It's 1 foot in the grave. Like, yeah, and that's the only threat. If you get rid of that, if that leaves the field, I feel like Khornight can kind of sigh a breath of relief and be like, right, that's not diving into a cage and just sacking the ball on uphill or 1 dice shenanigans.
True.
Like it's done. And then the next part is, do I then go after the other gutter runners, or do I start channeling my aggression towards Roga?
Yeah.
In these conditions, it's just
Oh. But now you can't follow that piece.
No, I can't follow with that piece, but you don't want to be doing that with Frenzy. You don't want to be doing that with Frenzy.
No.
It doesn't. Oh, there's no foul.
No. Because that's
I mean, I guess it's kind of stuck, and while this gutter runner is a little bit on the crazy side, like it's not got agility up, it's not got 2 heads, it's not like insane yet, so it can't just.
We're talking about the Sacker, or are you talking about
the Saka, yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's just a normal gutter runner. Like it's not got supreme BS to get out of this.
No, it can't really. It's not a super diver, but it's one thing you don't want to get in contact with your player, but it needs to get there, and that's the problem here, right? Like you, that's a risky road there, right?
It's kind of why I'm really interested when HLiNiC made this team, like what ordering the stat increases were and what ordering the skills were and stuff, because
the stats up must be quite late, because I played him at the start of the season and I seem to remember none of them at that point had stat increase. So it must be fairly late, like in their career, because they had a fair few skills already back then.
What's that?
Yeah, but I was just thinking, like,
They look to be rolling on the ground in agony.
because HLiNic's got basically two of the same gutter at the moment.
Yeah.
And if one of them was like an agility increase, 2 head super sacker, and one of them was a super scorer, then this did be scary as anything.
Oh yeah.
Then again, though, I guess a super sacker doesn't exactly live long enough to become one.
No. Yeah, he probably gonna use his sacker. And yeah, no, you can't reroll that. No.
Will want to, but can't.
Yeah, because like second half here, and a half more, and you only have 2 rerolls left.
This is where that sacker gets the boot, 100%.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't see a world in which Khornight doesn't just like wrap over this side, apply some more pressure, maybe hits the Roger if they can get a hold of it, and then just like sticks the boot in.
The only reason why I might not go for the Rat Ogre is that it takes too many players.
Yeah, at the moment the Rat Ogre's tagged, right? So
yeah.
On the floor again. This team must like
now it's who puts the boot in.
Yeah, we're back to that problem again. Do the blitz there, but
maybe it's just. I'll be honest. Maybe it's just the leader player. Maybe it's the leader thrower that puts the boot in.
I'm starting to think that we will not be seeing a boot.
It looks like he's going after the road.
That is much more risky than I like to see. Like if I'm HLiNiC here,
might go for
I am standing up and punching here. Yeah, this is not going to deter me. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah, 4+2 die uphill with. Oh, okay, slightly. Oh well, I guess you're dodging the other way now, right?
You're just dodging over there.
You're dodging upwards instead, so it's still just like 4+ uphill dice, and then.
Well,
ta-da!
we can make it a 3+ now.
Yeah.
And if this succeeds, the ball is going to go. Well, he doesn't have the movement for it. Otherwise, but I was going to say the ball is going to go away. Here we
Oh,
go.
yeah, what?
He gets a 2.
Oh, yeah.
Do you spend a reroll?
Yes.
Yes, and it succeeds.
Snotling attacking the troll. Are they dancing or fighting?
Yeah, you're going upwards. Yeah, you're going
That
upwards.
player was attacking the ball.
Oh,
For the head, kiddo.
whew. I think Nuffle was a little bit kind there.
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Because if that ball had gone here, or even here, I would say actually, that ball would be gone. He might be able to recover it. I think recovering it again would be possible, but it's just.
I mean, I think the only upside for Khornight, I guess, was like, if they go for it, which of course they're going to,
Yeah.
it is kind of surrounded by lots of things that have catch. So
Very nice.
it didn't get caught by something that had catch, but it was very likely to get caught by something
Surrounded
that
by
had catch.
True.
adversaries like that. I hope he knows what he's doing.
But now it is kind of stuck on the Roger, like a little bit. I mean, the easy option here is do a handoff, but
Do that.
No.
I think I'll be honest. I think you can just punch
Why
the
are we
Saka
rerolling that?
and punch the Roger.
Why are we rerolling that?
That's it.
Don't want to be wrestled to the floor.
Oh my god.
So super greedy, basically.
Yeah, and again, we get rewarded for it. I will say,
That's a dead player.
yeah.
That's it. Now that player's not making it to the.
No, you
the
have
next season.
you have the nick right already, right? And you already got the armor break on it too. You're not gonna be spending.
At the second armor break.
Yeah, that's
It's gone from 8+ to 6+. It's got the same
God.
as a halfling now.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's gone down to 6+ now.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that's dead. That's getting recycled.
That player's eating it up. Nothing good comes from spending.
Okay, well that's one threat out the way. So the sigh of relief is there. Now it's Roger. Now it's get rid of the Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, same as with Snotling.
I would say though, I
Come on, guys.
HLiNiC.
Together.
Okay, I was just gonna say, has not been having the same dice lock as Khornight, though. This is not exactly tilting things. So,
That's going to be a
yeah, you more or less have to eat that one.
Yeah, you do have to eat. I mean, it sucks, but I think you do.
Yeah, like you can't like.
I'd have been tempted to just greed re-roll that because there was like another hit or two, but I think you just have to, unfortunately, let that one slide.
Yeah.
Does mean that there's another 4+ for uphill on stuff on the ball, but at this point you've not really got. I mean, well, it's not got a block or anything, has it? So again, it's just like one dice to push something out the way, and then it's 4+, and looks like they're going for it.
If this gets up right, and then just go in here.
Yeah. If it gets out, it's over.
If the ball goes down this turn, it is over.
Well, maybe not over, but it's not good.
I would put it this way: it's definitely going to be a very different match.
The only thing I can say is the fact that Khornight is very lucky that these super gutters don't have big hand.
I think actually, I think right now he would have given it, the strip ball. That's I think.
I absolutely love big hand.
Yeah, big hand is really unappreciated, I think.
Yeah, it's so unbelievably underrated.
Like imagine this gutter runner with big hand. Right?
Can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
No.
There's one dice, maybe, if they're willing to put a gut. No, they're just going for more uphill. Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, oh god.
So the problem is if you spend it for the neutralization, right? You don't have anything to pick it up with afterwards. So it's sort of like
Pressure's on.
Yeah.
What will they do?
Well, I feel like I feel like Khornight is pushing that luck.
Right players for the right job.
There's only so many dice on the ball that you can give until it does end up on the floor.
yeah, like I said, I think Khornight has been helped. He's not here because of luck. I'm not in any way saying that, but I would say he could have had this go a lot different for him. That's another Jesus Christ.
I mean, well, HLiNic's done well to apply the pressure, but it's also just getting punched into oblivion for it. And as long as the ball doesn't go down, Khornight's in a good spot.
Yeah. But this is the most absurd thing about it. Not like that I'm saying it's bad thing, but I'm just like the most absurd thing is like Khornight can do this
Count those teeth, Jim.
and
They'll have
still
to pick
score
up
turn
some off the
16,
ground in a few
and
seconds.
it's not guaranteed that HLiNiC is not gonna still
You'll be
win.
spitting teeth about this.
Yeah, give it a minute.
Of course, my prediction has to be ruined, right?
Hey, that play looked almost competent.
Oh, because if this one goes off, because this doesn't one turn touchdown score with nearly the same ease as the other one. And HLiNiC is definitely under the pressure from this. Yeah, you gotta foul that piece.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to at this stage,
No.
don't you?
No, he's still like you got bench of free. Why are you not fouling? Like,
Ah, the Guild of Bandits and
You're such a
Affiliated
bash
Traitors.
player, Ark.
I thought we were remembered.
no, see, the funny thing is, I like normally I hate fouling, and I don't. I have no problem with hitting people, bashing them, no problem with that. But fouling, I'm not particularly a big fan. But in this case, it's like you really need to foul, and the most really is the reasoning here is like it's the only way you will ever get rid of those Skaven, and that's the only way you will have a chance. And a removal. Come on,
Hoping to
kill.
get the knockdown next time.
How you doing, Diabo Lele? Good to see you.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, HLiNiC got a removal. Let's go.
Wow, he's on his killing spree.
Got rid of
Oh
a
my.
tackle player. Clearly amazing. There's no way. I'll be honest. I think HLiNic's playing for the. Like, I think that's it now. Like, they've hit critical mass. They're like in retreat mode.
I think he's just trying not to get punched too much in the face at this point. Like he's accepted the touchdown is going to happen no matter what he does, more or less. But he just needs to have enough pieces that he can try for that 2-1 in a regular time. That's his ticket at this point, right? And he's going to get a 1 turn, and that's it. There's no way that he's forcing Khornight to not.
Pass opportunity there.
I think you blitz with frenzy here.
But the coach might.
Yeah, might as well. There's no expensive reward for doing it with anything else. The only alternative is to do it with someone with wrestle, so you get him down.
Yeah, it's either frenzy or wrestle here.
Yeah.
Looking like it might also be 3 dice.
No, I don't think so.
You could definitely make it 3 dice.
Oh, you could definitely make a free dice, but I just think you are already pushing, let's say, your number of players, and that another move. Oh my god. It's getting crowded in the dugout. That is some, but that is one of the problems with Skaven, right? Like if they start snowballing on numbers, they can really
Player move without risk.
fail Cascade quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of happens at all stages because it's just like it. That's the thing when you're playing against elves or you're playing against Skaven. If you're playing as either or anything, if you start going down in players versus those teams, you are in big trouble very, very quickly.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the blocks after this.
yeah, it's gonna
I'd like to see
be
like the
really
number of blocks.
lopsided. It's gonna be really lopsided because basically the Skaven has been fighting from the ground, and the Pro Elves have just been bashing them into the ground every turn.
What path don't X3
I think Muppet is really correct in the sense that
Polishing cream
it's definitely Pro
manufacturer.
Elves who have been bashing the. Wow!
He didn't see the opponents
Wow!
around.
Oh my goodness!
Come on, guys. Team spirit is the key. Well,
Here I was thinking it was
That was a bit close.
so close,
damn, that player just
so
won't go
close.
down.
2 heads plus agility. The most frightening thing you can ever see.
Like I said, that's it goes. Okay, I might have to eat my hat in words on saying that this half was over until the last turn, but apparently HLiNiC had a very clear different opinion on that subject.
Well, I mean, that's the problem, right? With those players, you can just kind of like throw caution to the wind because tackle zones don't exist.
Oh yeah, and
They actually only exist if there's 3 or more tackle zones
Yeah.
on that square.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they don't exist.
I have to agree with you, Mathemas here. Yeah, this is exactly why he should have
Yeah.
followed. Yeah, that's
Imagine if that was a pound of both down. All of a sudden, it's like,
just like one of those two had been KOs, like it wouldn't fix for the say like the rest of the drives, but at least for this drive, you would have been like right now. You actually not a terrible position, but you're not actually in a pleasant position either.
This is actually like not a good position for Khornight to be in.
No.
Needs to. The big problems are you need to blitz the gutter runner
That's a natty.
on
Still,
the gutter runner
winning's
that's
about a good
where the
punch.
rover is, which looks like
Okay,
that's
we
what's
just
happening.
wow, that cost a wheel.
Yeah, but that was absolutely like 100% necessary.
Well, it was necessary in the sense that when you decided that's a 1 in 9, and it's okay. if my orcs could just bash half as decent as these elves, I would take that on any day of the week. And did he just? Oh my god!
Yeah, I think there goes the one turn. It's going to overtime, I reckon, unless HLiNiC can pull something out
I
of the
was going to
booty.
say, as long as these two on the field, if you don't foul them and get them the F away, you still run the risk that it will happen again.
I mean, I think. Well, I mean, Khornight's got enough. Got enough sidesteps to like stop this, so it's fine
That player is
for
as slippery
now.
as an eel, but not quite
I'm not
as
sure.
No, avoid the double skull.
Now his buddy can
But
move
I think I would have APOC'd that right over. I think that would have been.
I don't know.
And impossible to tackle.
Now the Skaven runs off. Can't really blame him, but and he can't foul that piece now next time. That would just.
I don't think the Roger, like, I mean, yeah, if you Apo the Roger, like, great, but like, I don't think it was like, I don't think it's possible for the Skaven to want to. Like, if Khornight just goes, all right, look, 3 sidestep, that's it. Like, there's no, like, there's nothing there. Like, you put 3 sidestep on, doesn't matter if you've got a Juggernaut Roger, that doesn't stop sidestep. It's grab that negates sidestep Mathemus, and frenzy players can't have grab, sadly. So it's just
Where's the nearest pie shop?
Juggernaut
Closest trick
turns
you can
both
do.
downs, both downs into pushes, overrides, stand firm, and wrestle.
It's a touchdown. I'm so excited, my heart nearly started beating again.
It's going to overtime. It's going to overtime, and the Skaven have to hope, like anything, they, 1, get a bunch of KOs back, and 2, have the ball kicked to them.
Yeah, and even then it's going to be rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, potentially 7 players. Well, 1 quick snap and it's over.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
1 quick snap and it is actually like that's what you play for now. You are setting up for either a timeout or quick snap.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing right now. Because you can still win with one of those.
What? Okay, we did not go for the quick snap, which is really, really weird. Didn't happen anyway.
I guess it's just playing for the timeout now, then.
Yeah.
Okay, neither happened. It's fine. Time for punching.
Pro. No pro.
A good coach always uses the right player for the right job.
Back.
Oh dear. I hope that player has written
Clean
a
punch.
Written? Players can barely speak, let alone write. And you should know, you've interviewed enough of them.
It is going to be a little interesting, though, because HLiNiC does have 2 rerolls versus Khornight's 1 for the next half. So if HLiNiC does receive the ball, like, the Skaven can
fail the pickup.
Still,
Got 1 KO back. And who gets to get Dirty Rats win the toss. Oh my god.
the Rats can still do this.
Okay, I was going to say, if the toss had been the reverse otherwise, I think it would have been a fairly, let's call it, boring half, most likely. Now, this is going to be a very interesting half.
I don't know. I think you say that because, I think if Khornight wins the toss, I think HLiNiC goes all in again. And again, and again, and again.
But I think with this point where it's like the waves against the cinder block, it's not going to matter. There's too little left for the Skaven here to do. I don't think they can steal the ball with these players left. I think they can drag out time for a long time, but the question is, can they drag it out long enough? Because Khornight doesn't need much time to score a counter touchdown afterwards, right? And it's not a golden goal that we're looking at here. So,
question is, if you're HLiNiC, do you quick score?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't, but
but he's proven us wrong several times. So
if HLiNiC decides I'm going to go and quick score, then with just like a 1 turn, because he can, because of the setup now.
Yeah.
It's 2-1 to HLiNiC, and then Khornight's unless it's going to go like unless Khornight's willing to gamble on kicks, it's just like Khornight then has to score and then take the ball off HLiNiC again. Like, and it either could become a scoring fest, or it becomes like HLiNiC scores, Khornight goes, all right, I'll go to 2-2, and then it's down to kicks. If HLiNiC scores, I don't think he's in a position where he loses this game on touchdowns.
So it basically boils down to, in my opinion, of do you feel like if you score early as Skaven, it is because you think the kicks is a beneficial place to end up in. Because by scoring early, you are more or less guaranteeing, forcing that it's going to be a draw. Right? And if that's okay with you, then that's what you probably should be picking, right? If you don't want to draw, because you think you can actually force the win, then you should drag out time.
Yeah.
Right? And then you got the push. And we got the step.
Yeah, also, so HLiNic's going for the...
Yep, he is. Definitely is.
He's going for the one turn. Absolutely reasonable. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna disagree with it, because if you don't have the players and
it puts the onus on the other player. It is Khornight's to lose that, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. Like it's Khornight's to lose, and even if Khornight goes and scores, it's still a draw. Like it then goes to kicks, or like Khornight's gonna have to kill so many more Skaven and then try and take the ball off whatever's left.
Yeah.
You can't stop that from scoring. It's not possible. The only thing that stops that thing from scoring is a double one.
Yeah.
So now it becomes either a shootout where Khornight's going for the win on touchdowns, or it becomes a Khornight tries to pitch clear and then takes it to kicks. Which I don't... Gambling on kicks, man, that's wild, isn't it?
It is. It is. But I had a sneaking suspicion that we could end up there, because there are both teams that are so good at scoring, and the players are so competent. On top of that, of course, that's also part of the map, right? I'm not disputing that. But the teams are so good at scoring, both of them, that it would be a question of who can score at the right times, and thereby denying their opponent, right?
I mean, Khornight could do a one turn in response, but it's much harder for movement 8 to do a one turn than it is for the Skaven. So, I mean, it could happen. It could just be like, screw this, it's time for a score off, and it's a one turn, and see who runs out of rerolls first.
Yeah, but with Khornight only having one reroll, I don't see that as a good path for him.
No, I think it's just going to be murder ball.
Yeah, I think so too. But it'll be interesting to see, because he has been, and I think this is putting it politely, reluctant to foul.
Yes.
Is that gonna stick? What the? This I don't like. If this is a blitz. Oh my god! If this is a blitz, it's game over.
Players are gonna move.
Quick snap. Close, but not a blitz.
Oh, bloody hell, what a game this has been. Stressful.
I'm being stressed, and I'm just commentating on it. I'm not even having to make any decisions. It's and it's not me who has 19 seconds left on the clock.
I mean, to be honest, considering they had 40 a while back, they've done quite well on that, to be honest.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
Unity is strength.
But like I said before the match, oh, more wrap soup. We were in for probably a good match, and I will say it this way: I have definitely been entertained.
Choice for this play.
Hey, Tog. So, oh god, there it is. One less reroll. They're both down to one reroll now. And this is definitely turned into murder ball.
Yep. Yep. Oh god.
I like the Mark comment, like the advantage of having less players is that you don't have to spend as much time on what to do with them. It's somewhat right.
Intimidation is the key. It was one of my strengths
I
when
mean, when you've only got 3 players on the pitch, I guess it's pretty easy to hit skip turn.
Yeah, that's definitely an option too. I am almost at this stage thinking if I'm a Pro Elf player, I'm gonna score early.
You can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
No.
Yeah, well, again, can you stop the Skaven from scoring? And the answer is not really.
No, but that's not the point from my point of view. Is if I score, the Skaven have to protect the ball or score quickly, right? That's the two options they have.
Well,
And
no,
if
the only option they have is score early.
Yeah.
That's the only option.
Exactly, because they can't hold it.
Had the ball, right?
And oh,
Yeah, sidestep does stop them from one turning. That's true.
Yeah.
But it's also like again though, like if the Skaven, can't re-roll it. Oh god. Wait, it was the pass that failed. Oh, okay. Farming SPP right at the end.
like in all fairness, if you have time and energy to farm XPPs in a semi-final, I think you deserve it.
Does that mean that there's not going to be any scoring early? Because Khornight's going to do pass farming?
Yeah, I doubt it. But he is 4 star player points away from, right? Yeah, and you got
And it's got catch as well, so you can just give it the ball and then throw it again.
Yeah.
Oh no, HLiNiC's not having any of that nonsense.
No, and you can't
They're
reroll
all
that.
over the place.
And a KO.
See them going much
This is
further.
exactly why the quick touchdown, because like you getting to the point where the attrition is going to be so hurtful that any block, any I would go for the quick touchdown. Like, of course, do the damage first here, and then do the quick touchdown. You optimize the amount of blocking you'll get, and if he scores, fine. I will score again. I can score. We will have plenty of time to score in afterwards again.
Yeah, I think also like that at this stage is number 1, moving forwards. Number 2, punching everything I can physically punch. Number 3, sticking a boot in that gutter runner.
Yeah. Because like we're down to
How many players has he got left? 1, 2, 3.
I'm just going to turn the color coding on just for a second here. So that's 1, 2.
There's only 3.
Yeah, and there's 3 on the potential list.
Yeah, so like max 6.
Yes,
And now you're even on rerolls.
Yeah.
So, like, it's time. Go and score.
Yes.
Knock the gutter on the floor. Knock everything else on the floor. Stick a boot in the thing.
Yeah.
Looks like the players
And then,
finally
like, that's it. We're done.
remember we're not playing soccer.
Bit brave to do the blitz first, I think.
Yeah. It's free
Not
dice.
a huge fan of
though.
that.
Free dice.
Yeah,
though.
but I still think moving the ball forwards.
Yeah, I think it's because he's thinking we're gonna go up here, we're gonna do a handoff, and then apparently, Khornight does not believe in fouling.
Yeah, I guess this is a good time to go and hand it off to the sidestepper, the block sidestep blitzer that's got 0 like
That player's
SVP.
like a
Try
streak
and
of
get some SVP on that for the final. Get dodge on it.
Call it right.
Yeah, like if he could get 2 touchdowns on that one before the final, I think he would be really, really happy to do so.
Yeah. Please stick the boot in the gutter for the love of all things. Doesn't look like he's going to do it.
No.
Khornight, you've got 2 players on the bench. This is what they're for.
player down and surrounded by the opposing
You don't
team.
even need your leader player anymore. Foul with it. Keep it safe. If it gets sent off, it's a good thing. Oh, actually, I guess not. It's not a good thing. You might need it for like a passing play, so maybe not.
I wouldn't use the leader, the thrower. The leader aspect I don't care about, but the thrower aspect I would like to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely be asking Khornight if he comes on why no fouling, because I think everyone is in agreement in chat here that that would have been the right move. Well, he at least also have the option to re-watch the show afterwards, and he can hear us sitting crying about why he's not doing it. I think
to make him suffer.
is that a foul I'm seeing coming here, or am I still? He's not gonna foul here, definitely. There we go.
Hasn't that player been sent off, Bob?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Nuffle. Oh, you are definitely not without humor, Nuffle. Oh,
Argue the call. Way.
that's just. Oh gosh, that's just so epic on so many levels. Finally a foul. Of course he's gonna set us off. Of course he gets to argue the call. Another foul. So I'm not. Yeah, I'll probably have scored here. Because now the onus is exactly back on the Skaven, right? And with only 1 KO coming back, this is not actually that easy.
Key players. I smell weakness.
Especially with the super cutter preoccupied elsewhere. Yeah. Sidestep on the side, I like. Yeah, this is maybe the time where you need to put your sidesteps, all 3 sidesteps on the front line, and just go like, I'm gonna really make it hurt. Did we lose UEV?
No, I'm still here. It's looking bleak.
Oh yes.
This is where the Skaven now, they grab the ball and they go and they sit in the corner and they force you to push them off the pitch. and then your player might die, but the ball goes off the pitch and maybe it gets launched into oblivion and they can't get it in time.
Yeah. And here we have it, boys and girls. I think that might be it.
Nope, it's definitely not.
I think with the blitz, it's.
They need to knock the gutter over. If they don't knock the gutter over, it's never over. That thing's agility 1 plus, agility 0 plus because of 2 heads. Like,
Yeah,
and it's got sure hands. And what happens if the ball goes off the pitch and it gets given to the gutter runner for free?
They've gone into the opponent's tackle zone. Should be good.
I am really interested in you not attacking the gutter runner here. Okay. Wow. That is a nice kick. Have there actually been any snakes so far? I don't remember any.
Yeah, there's been a couple of like dub skulls and stuff, but
Skulls, yes, but not agility snakes.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, like it is, and yeah.
And like I said before, sit in the corner. They can't get you.
The Hearthstone X3 sponsoring the spot when you were
No.
playing.
Ooh, this could get interesting. That'll do, player. That'll do.
I would prefer to be in the middle, but if I have need to be, then need to be.
A temerity really worth rewarding.
Need to get 2 pieces up here at least that can sort of force the turn next turn. And then have a lot of backup.
Should they be stomping on the
But
players'
I will
neck with
definitely
a
say that I've been
snap
entertained
bar?
with this match, so
That's not looking. So yes. The ref's not looking. He's not looking. Get in there.
now you need some backstabbers just in case. Because he's not going to stay there.
Oh, too easy.
Not got anywhere to go.
No, but you're gonna have to make a move like regardless whether you don't have anywhere to go, you will need to go somewhere. Like
I mean, I think you're going straight towards the opponent's end zone. I don't think you've got much of a choice.
Pressure's on, Jim.
no.
What will they do?
Like, if you stick around your own end zone, you're going to get frenzy tackled to death, and you're probably going to get frenzy tackled to death regardless.
So if this is me, Khornight next turn, and this is where I will just block off the square and then I'll push him off the field.
Yeah, that's why I'm just running towards the other end zone. Hopefully they don't. Good. Just a bunch of 2s to get through them, to get to like the halfway line.
I don't like the staying in the back line.
No, I don't like this either.
No, because you're gonna get 3 dice in your head regardless, right? And you'd rather have that down here,
That ball starts.
so there's a potential
When are they gonna
of that
flick
going
it?
somewhere else.
I don't, and I know.
Yeah, HLiNiC is not having much luck with his dice at the moment.
Please. I'm not going to do it.
Buzzkill.
The players on the ground.
I don't actually think I need to add at the moment to that sentence.
5 gold pieces says he gets kicked in the face first.
And then yeah. 3 2 dice, and there's a 6.
Slippery like an eel.
Yeah.
Just squash him next time.
Yeah, that's not gonna save the Skaven. I think we are.
They'll need to scoop up
I
that
think
ball.
Yeah,
more.
I think the best
I should
play was to
probably
run
say
towards
something
the
meaningful to all our
the end
Cabal
zone and then
original
like just
viewers.
try do like a 4+3+ with the guard player and then just like I don't know, do something. But it's pretty wrapped up now.
Yeah. I was almost thinking you should maybe just have kicked it.
Ball transmitted.
I was just about to say, like, the only thing that can sort of save him is the ball not being able to pick it up, but yeah, that was fixed there. Khornight used his last reroll. When did he do that? I didn't notice that. On the pickup. Okay, yeah.
I had to.
Yeah.
The player's on the ground.
And he's gonna level the right player.
5 gold pieces says he gets kicked in the face.
The orc player in me is not happy about that. Now, if he could just have a nice little heart attack before... and a 6. Wow!
Are they dancing?
And here we was saying that it was over. Oh my goodness.
It's never over.
Stunned, isn't he?
Oh my god. He picks up that ball on a 3+ with reroll. Right? Yep.
Yeah.
They are, oh Jesus Christ. Yep. I will have to take my words back. The match is technically not over at this point, definitely.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you more or less have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah.
That player's earned their wages today.
Oh my god. Yeah, over here.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Curious to why we could went that way. Yeah. Yeah, this is if this is me as Khornight at this point, my concern is I need to get that ball off that player, and I'm most likely not going to get that many dice to do that. And then this guy. You have no reroll, so like if you take this and a double one, you're out. Oh.
No way this guy stays alive.
That player is as slippery as an eel.
Well,
Find his cover.
in 2 seconds, it's 2 dice or he's not down. He can go here.
Oh, it's oh god.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Which way do you go? I mean,
Go away from the touchdown line. No?
Smells weakness.
That's a double 6. Then you go for the baseline and hope for scatter off the field. If you're down here,
It looks like
no.
rat stew on the
And he would
menu
have gone off
tonight.
field too.
He tries to secure the ball.
Yeah, then you take dice there, and then you try here.
Oh dear. I hope that player has written a will, Bob.
still got to pick the ball.
Players can barely speak, Jim. Let alone write. You should know.
I was going to say, you almost, like, I would almost just take the touchdown at this point. Oh, you can't.
He's following up, hoping to get one knocked down.
Pick it up, see what happens. If you pick it up, good. If not, well, I mean, they got us stunned, right? It's over.
Oh, yeah, it's done. Oh, ooh, I didn't see that. Yeah, but yeah. He
These players
fails to
have
get the ball.
literally no hands.
Oh my god.
Is there a play? There's no short hands. This could still not work. This could still not work.
Oh my god. On a 2+, it's a draw.
You can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
No.
What are we going for here? Just a Skaven in, so it's hard to get to the ball? I don't know.
He won't leave him alone anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2+ there on you. I'm You just go for the 2+, or is there anything better we can do?
I think you can wrap the
Players arrive to
wrestle
assist their
around
teammates.
blitz with the one you want to stand the one you want to score with.
Yeah, but is it really worth the added risk?
A loose ball.
I like the catcher there. That's the... Wow! Congratulations, Khornight. That was excitement to the very, very end.
Docs are doing their job.
And commiserations to you, HLiNiC. You put up a very, very brave fight. And it seems like Nuffle just didn't really want to help you the last bit of the way to make it. Oh my goodness. I would definitely say that I was entertained. I think most other people were too.
I've lost my mind. I can't handle it.
Definitely. Definitely. Oh my god.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, right, Khornight. Bloody hell, what a game.
I'm not sure HLiNiC likes the armor dice.
I think that's. I think I have to go look at the stats, but I think there was a lot of punching going on, and it was fairly one-sided. But yes,
Yeah, the rats did 36 blocks, and I did 69. So I did do almost twice as many blocks as they did. And I think I did a lot more 3 dies and 2 dies, and they did some, red dicing, trying to get the ball right. So,
yeah,
the armor looked really bad, and and it probably was. It probably wasn't even. Blood Bowl rarely is, but
no,
I think I think the number of blocks added to it at least.
yeah,
But yeah, like it's always hard to like. I'm not someone who remembers the game very well. Like I just do stuff. Yeah, his foul. That's right. Sorry, yeah, he fouled and he was unlucky with the fouling. He had dirty player, fouled like 3 times and then got sent off. And then I fouled once and
we might
argued
have
the call.
we might have a question from chat. I think it's appropriate to call it. There was a lot of questions regarding why you didn't foul more than you did.
I just generally I think it's more important to maximize blocks. But like I'm just not a foul. I'm too nervous of being sent off. So like I wanted to keep the player advantage is essentially it. I fouled. Actually, yeah, I'm not sure. It says fouls 2 each, but maybe he did more than that. But then I really don't like the fouling meta generally,
No.
and I've never been a big fouler anyway. I tend to find that fouling's really great when you're already ahead, and when it's not, it's a bit dicey, right? I don't want to have my 1-player lead reduced to us having the same number of players because I went for a foul,
No. But I think the question came up, and it's like guys, because you were ahead on players, like you had to, even when you got your KO and that you were players up. So I think at least in a lot of people's opinion, mine included, that was like, I would probably still have sacrificed, taking the risk at least, and trying to get rid of some of those gutter runners a little bit earlier.
Yeah. But like, I felt like the gut runners were less of a threat than like. It's scary being sacked, but I've got four players around the ball who all have nerves of steel and catch, like there were like obviously I scatter caught it twice, and one of them was with the lineman, so the lineman's kind of that was a bit lucky on my side. But like the first sack, the ball was surrounded by 3 players who all had catch. There were like four of the 8 squares were more likely to be caught than not.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. I was like, and credit to Khornight. I mean, he's been pushing his luck a little bit, but it was surrounded by players that can catch the ball.
Yeah. And like you got to push your luck a little bit, right? HLiNiC's a very good player. I'm not going to win by playing totally passively, but yeah, just fouling. I'm too scared of being sent off. Basically, is the long and short of it.
No. He's definitely a good player. So you, like you said, you need to push your luck, and Blood Bowl, I think at this level, it becomes a question of pushing your luck at the right time. And
even when he was players up, right, he still had Mighty Blow the whole time. He had a dirty player for a long time, and I don't want to be down players on the field. And it wouldn't have taken. I mean, like part of the reason he was down players was because he got sent off for fouling, right?
Yeah.
Part like I was 1 player ahead at one point because he got sent off. He removed one of so I removed 2 of his players and he removed 1 of mine, and then he got sent off. Like I didn't want. I felt it was too close in the balance to be fouling at that point. And then when he was down to 3 players, I was fouling, which is kind of like the problem I have where I only foul when I'm way ahead. Yeah, you want. Yes, so I did some fouling. I found the Mighty Blow guard blitzer. I did want to foul the Rat Ogre as well, but just like I felt like the times when I had the opportunity to do a foul, that it was more important for other players to be in other places, and I wanted to put pressure on the ball more than punch the Rat Ogre.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would have basically done, like maybe somewhat differently, is like in the second half, I would have been throwing fouls at the minus armor, like Saka gutter. But you did a good job of like controlling it. But then just like they did get opportunities to do stuff with it. But it was just like I would have just it's got minus armor. It needed a boot sticking in it, and then like it's probably gonna go. You don't even need that many assists. And then what? I mean, you got rid of it eventually by just punching it, so that was absolutely fine. But yeah, and then I think probably in overtime, I think once like HLiNiC scored, and then like I probably would have thrown a foul before you scored the second one, just to see if I could get rid of one of the super gutters, and then after that it was about just like adding, trying to get rid of more stuff.
I think I did foul before the second touchdown, didn't I? I fouled twice, and like one of them was caught, and I argued the call, and then I fouled again, and that's when I scored. Right. So, Mathemus, I will be watching the VOD back, and I'm excited to hear the cries for fouling. Don't worry.
So, I just look up the stats here, and I think it's sort of interesting to see like at least the stats surrounding action rolls, that you both were sort of equal. The armor breaks was actually sort of equal, that you both had. The thing that really sticks out more than anything is the injury rolls that you rolled. That seems a little bit off the scale, because most of the dice was actually fairly evened out, it looks like. So
Well, I mean, twice the blocks and twice the injuries.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the math of this this system is at least that it doesn't, if you get twice the blocks, it will still say that those blocks were statistically what you rolled on them. But the fact that you get twice as many should also mean that you should then produce twice as many injuries, of course. But you could also look at it this way, that the Skaven did not at any point do more than 1 KO is not exactly statistically either. Like even with, half it's because technically, if he had like even with a third of the blocks of yours, right, he should have had a third of the injuries that you generated, right, if you had the same luck in the Saints, right? And
I mean, but that is all suggesting the blocks are equal, right? Like as I said,
of course,
I was doing more 3 dies, and I was doing blocks for knocking things down, and he was doing blocks for trying to steal the ball, right?
Yes.
So and that changes that as well, right?
Yeah.
But and I was lucky, especially at the beginning. But I feel like he got frustrated with the lack of removals at the beginning.
Yeah,
and that is, and you shouldn't. You've got to live with the fact that sometimes you can go up. You can go like 3/4 of the game with nothing happening, and maybe if you keep plugging away, you'll get something. But like, you shouldn't be too upset by 8 turns where your opponent doesn't get any injuries. And I feel like I think he changed the way he played too much, and he wasn't really going for damage after about the 4th turn, and he probably should have been. He probably should have, and that's also why I don't like the quick scoring, like the one turning for his second touchdown. I know it's risky, but he could have taken the LOS hits more than just gone for the one turn, right? He could have, he only needed one push, and then he could have punched the other LOS things. And I know it's difficult to do when you get but he totally stopped going for damage.
Yeah, we talked about that. We were like, I mean, in this situation, like, you've got X number of players, and like, if you're confident like you can survive, then you want and you can get the win, then you go for the win. But if things start to go like downhill for you, then you probably just get screwed. And then I did say, like, I mean, if HLiNiC does just like score quickly, if there wasn't the like breadth of removals that happened, I feel like it could have very easily went to kicks, because like, I mean, you got I think it was like 2 removals off the line of scrimmage or something. And I think if like those players stayed on the field, and maybe there was some more resiliency, maybe he poked a player out and there was just more overall resiliency, like, then it probably would have went to kicks. But then once you just removed like most of the rest of them, it was like, okay, yeah, Khornight's going to score now. They're going to be like on very minimal players. You put sidestep on the line of scrimmage to stop them remotely trying to do a one turn. They only had 4 players, and it was like, yeah, it's the beginning of the end.
Yeah. But I mean, by that point, the game was decided. But like, and I'm not saying I wasn't lucky with the armor and injury rolls, right? Obviously I was lucky.
You were lucky, but you also like you hit a lot. So I mean, when you hit a lot, you're bound to get them.
But
I think it was potentially more that HLiNiC was maybe a little bit unlucky in the first few turns, punching stuff with Mighty Blow and all that stuff, and then decided not to commit to that play style and decided to play a bit more passive instead, which I'm not entirely sure that was like the right play, like you said. But I think it could have went, like the dice could have went either way, depending on if it did just turn into a brawl.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't play passive at all, but he played aggressive for the ball.
Yeah,
and that that precluded him getting more damage. In fact, it increased the chance of him getting more damaged himself, right? Because
Yeah.
he was
'cause you have
he
to
was
base
basing up all the time, and like that's also part of the reason I was kind of slightly inviting him to try and get hits in, because I wanted him to base up so I could get more damage back. You know, like it's no coincidence that I wasn't trying to move the ball forward. I stood still and then punched things that were based up. You know, and I would have probably left the ball hanging out a little bit for the
So-
sake of getting more punches in.
So before the match, Henrik mentioned that he had would be unable to join the chat afterwards here. So he just posted, if you
Yeah.
see in Twitch, there's a comment, and I think this goes at least to my assessment of the match. Also, I think he had a bit of a rough start in the sense that he lost a lot of players for, let's say, the injury and the send off means that he's down to 9, and that meant he had sort of had to go on his back foot and more to react to what you were doing. And in such a situation, you get punched a lot more, and then that sort of just keeps the snowballing. And you need, like he says, like these crazy actions you need to do instead of where you need to sort of catch up. I had a similar thing happen to me. I think it was it was Galentio in the FA Cup final last season, where it's sort of like, because I couldn't pick up the ball in the first 2 turns, the Orcs spent all their time and energy on trying to recover the situation, and then just kept getting punched in the face. And it's sort of like the same here. The Skaven got off not from a terrible start. They picked up the ball and stuff like that, but they just didn't really get that momentum going. And instead of driving the match in the way that they need to control the match, you control the match. You got the things, and that's why you end up with having free time as many hits, because you get into that situation where the Skaven player, you push your players in to sort of stabilize a bad situation, and that just sort of snowballs and makes what is already a problem worse.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, the Blood Bowl snowball is real, right? You know, we all
Yeah.
know that. You know, once one team falls behind, it's really hard to recover.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. And I think I don't think like HLiNiC like played in a bad way. Definitely
No,
not.
no.
I think like when you're down like that many players, I think like the only real option you've got is just to kind of throw caution to the wind and just go, right, I'm gambling it all and just throw everything in there. And
Yeah.
I really liked and appreciated the like no fear aspect.
I mean, so the scene that Archer's got up at the moment, right?
Yeah.
That it's turn 3. I think HLiNiC was already complaining in chat about it's better to not have Mighty Blow and DP, right? It's turn 3. You've not had that many hits and that many fouls.
It's not...
The Rat Ogre is in the backfield, and I think got 1 hit and then failed. You know, animal savagery like 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah,
And like,
but
you know,
I think it's more the question of, if I go 1 turn forward here, if I look at this from just purely game stat, I'm thinking here, you're down 2 players, you are being squeezed, you are not in a good position here, right? And it's not just because of the blocks in this situation, but it's you're not in a good position. You are now not driving this half. You are trying to recover what you're doing, and trying to recover always comes at a cost, right? And that's also why,
as Matthew says, I think he's only down 1 player at this point, right? Like he's lost 2 and I've lost 1, and this is the point where, you know, like he's lost, one of his losses is from fouling, right?
Oh yeah,
that's you know, if he didn't foul, he would be on equal numbers.
No, well, this is the cruelty of Bloodborne and the randomness, right? Like if that send-off player had been the removal of your blitzer with break tackle, right? Like that's potentially what the role could have resulted in, equally more or less odds, right?
Yeah.
Then the match goes completely in the other direction, right? Because if that had been removed and there wasn't been a send-off, then this becomes probably a pretty good position to be in, and that's the cruelty of the dice, right? And so, but yeah.
I also we brought, well, I brought it up on the broadcast, like when HLiNiC was like turn 3, 4, whatever it was getting squeezed against the sidelines a little bit. Me and Archangel both agreed, like, I think the only way to move forwards here is actually to move backwards and like recover. And my solution was, you might have to give up your blitz here to blitz with the Roger, not actually hit anything, just to try and get the thing stood up and moved forward and get into the actual play again. And then you kind of retreat back around near where the Rat Ogre is and you stabilize there, and then you decide where you want to go from there. But it didn't happen. I think HLiNiC gambled on the 4+, it didn't work, so the Roger wasn't in the fight, which then you're down essentially an extra player at that point, and you can't really afford to be down that extra player when you're already like down one player to begin with. And it kind of just meant that you just kind of kept standing there going, okay, where are you going? Like, you're not going anywhere. I'm going to keep hitting you. And I'm going to chain these hits into more hits and surf stuff. And I'm just going to sit here and the Rat Ogre's not going to be a problem if it keeps failing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I play Rats without an Ogre. I think it's 50-50 either way, but this is the kind of game where the Rat Ogre is a liability.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think I don't think he was good for this game at all. Like
I don't
think the Roger had enough support next to it. It was being kind of left on an island a little bit. It was getting punched because it was left on an island a little bit, and it wasn't able to do as much because it didn't have like a lineman or two standing by it, giving it some support, not necessarily to act, but just to be a threat and be tagging stuff without fear of being punched.
Oh yeah, actually, that Mathemus has got a question. Yeah, HLiNiC, did you forget to pick the ball up on turn 1? Because I was freaking out about that. I was like, what? Wait, he could have picked that up, right? Why did the turn didn't? It wasn't a turnover in turn 1, but the ball was still on the floor. But yeah, no, I think the Rat Ogre is a massive a liability in this kind of game. And I'm in OCC with the Rat team, and I don't have a Rat.
I think Rat Ogre is also very much depending on what team you're playing against, whether they are a good thing or a bad thing. Overall, I think you need to have Rat Ogre on a Skaven team, but specifically, it's not in all matches. I would prefer to have one. Like if I'm playing against Elves, I would actually prefer not to have a Rat Ogre with me.
I have a simple comparison about the Rat Ogre. It's 160 TV. Would you rather have a Rat Ogre or a Wizard?
In most cases, I would. It depends on what I play.
As rats, I would 100% prefer a Wizard in every game.
I need the numbers. I need something to do the pushes. I need something.
I mean, like the Wizard's a gamble. But I mean, the thing that I really
the Rat Ogre actually eats your own players. How many games do you lose because you're running out of players, and you choose to pick a player who, admittedly, if you decide it's an important turn, you want to activate him, and you stand someone next to him. But he could theoretically make the game even more lopsided in terms of removals, and not in a good way.
No, but I think chat is spot on here, that the chat is not agreeing with themselves and saying in opposite directions. And I think that is actually one of the things I like about Blood Bowl, is that it's not as black and white what is the correct call, and it's also a question of like personal play style and stuff like that. But yeah,
Twitch chat is wait, one more thing. Twitch chat is always wrong, so therefore the Wizard is better.
So, like, I mean, if it's
you are a braver man than I.
If it's a choice between Rat Ogre and a Wizard, I'm probably favoring a Wizard in most matchups. But the thing about a Rat Ogre that is fantastic is just, I mean, obviously everyone knows it helps really well with the one turn. Blah 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 blah. We don't need to waffle on about that gap.
If you're having trouble doing one turns with rats, a Rat Ogre isn't the solution. Like they are the easiest team to do a one turn with anyway.
They're second to Underworld.
You don't need a Rat Ogre.
I mean, you don't need one, but like it's super easy to get a Rat Ogre and then just give it Juggernaut and it's basically a finished player. But I think the main thing that I use the Rat Ogre for is obviously Skaven like to be aggressive with the gutter runners and the blitzers. They like to swarm. They like to go after the ball. The problem is that if that fails, you have no backup plan. Whereas with the Roger, what you can do is, if that fails and they start to move forwards, you can decide to just sit there with the Roger and either look threatening or just ram the Roger in with like a couple of extra players, and then it kind of slows them down instead of like, because if you've not got the Roger and your initial offense fails, it's like, okay, I'm probably just like not going to be able to do anything now. I kind of just have to run away and hope for a one-turn. Whereas the Roger gives you like that second wind to get back into their team and give them a bit more of a fight and cause more problems.
All I'm saying is Pro Elves and Rats are pretty similar, and Pro Elves won today and they didn't have a Rat Ogre, so therefore,
clearly, I wouldn't say that math is clearly bulletproof. There is no flaw in that. But I will just quickly say, I think for me it's also a question of like, once you get to this TV that we are looking at here, odds of running into a team with 3 stand firms, whether it be dwarves or orcs or undead or something like that, is fairly high. And if you do not have that juggernaut, then you're not going to get that one-turn touchdown.
Yeah, and I understand it's kind of easy to, like, I mean, in theory, it would be fantastic if I could just have like a blitzer with like horns and juggernaut and like, yay, like that takes over the job and it's kind of cheaper, and it doesn't have a negative trait, so that's kind of nice. But like getting, leveling up a blitzer to that point is just, it takes a long time. So like I think in like at high team value Skaven, if I have a developed blitzer for that role specifically, it's got like, it starts with block, it's got like mighty blow, juggernaut, horns, then I'm way more likely to be like, yeah, I could just drop the Roger now. I have a pseudo Roger. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think for me it's also the you can use it for surfing a lot of players throughout the match. Also, like I think it's also a question of playstyle. But I think if you look at the big guys, and whether you're looking at the trolls or ogres and stuff like that, I think they appeal to sort of different playstyles and personalities, right?
I think the playstyle comment is really relevant, right?
Yeah.
It's like the tree in Wood Elves, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the tree, the tree in Wood Elves is not good for the way the team plays. The tree gets punched, and that's about the extent of its use. And I feel like Rat Ogres are less bad, and I do agree. Joking aside, it's a 50-50. If you like the Rat Ogre, that's cool. If you don't like the Rat Ogre,
yeah.
like, I have played both teams. I like both teams. I prefer not having a Rat Ogre. I prefer having a wizard. I prefer having 4 gutters from the beginning. And I prefer I like the aggressive play style that you can play with rats, where you don't worry about damage really. Maybe you get a blitzer with claw, mighty blow, or whatever, but your main preoccupation is the ball and scoring quickly, right?
But I think
speaking of Wood Elves, like, I'm very much like, I don't like a tree. Like, I know the tree has its amazing benefits of just being like, I'm going to stand here, what you going to do? But like, if it gets knocked over and it doesn't feel like standing up, it's not good.
I mean, that's the same thing happened with the Rat Ogre in this game, right? He spent so many turns lying on the ground, and HLiNiC didn't want to have a player get killed by him, so was just rolling the 4+ and hoping. But at the same time, like he was 180 TV of liability in the backfield.
The thing is, like, with the Rat Ogre, you can declare a blitz action on anybody on the field. You don't have to go and hit them. They don't even have to be in range.
Yeah, but like he's still a liability. That's still an opportunity cost. That's still a negative on your turn ordering and choices. And I'd like to bring out one thing that chat said as well. Little Wing said a Rat Ogre against Bash and a Wizard against Agi. It is entirely the opposite. Rat Ogres are awful against Bash because they tend to get murdered. And Wizards tend to be bad against Agi teams because they just score if they're worried about getting wizarded.
Well, they just spread out, don't they? They're just you can't fireball me. I'm spread out.
the wizard is way better against a bash team that wants to cage up, and the
Yeah.
rat ogre is much better against a weak team that the rats need
Yeah.
some strength for.
But
Well, I think that was the main problem. I think in this game is that outside of a couple of removals and whatever that happened, I think that the rat ogre was left on an island. It didn't have the support it needed to be able to leverage its own strength and tail.
I mean, and it was a snowball effect, right? Because there were players down, they couldn't give those players to or waste that blitz or make those choices that allowed them to get the player back into thing, and that makes it even more of a liability, right? As Gruff says, I learned rats were my first try hard team, so that's where lots of my Blood Bowl choices and thought process comes from, is playing rats.
But I think from my point of view, you can also sort of break it down. And these are numbers, at least from my head, so they might not be perfectly accurate. Like, if you run into a Skaven team, there's a good chance, better than not, that they will have Rat Ogre. If you run into a Wood Elf team, you're more likely than not that they will not have a tree. If you run into an Orc team, odds of them having a Troll is very, very low. And it's technically a big guy. They're all technically unreliable, but it's just also a question of playstyle and how they fit into the scene.
I'm afraid that popular choices and received wisdom fall into the same category as Twitch chat. Just because lots of people do it doesn't mean it's right. I'm afraid.
Oh, that statement I will.
As well. I mean, listen, like where a tree on Wood Elves or a rat ogre on Skaven is more 50-50, no one should be ever taking a troll on orcs. It's just straight bad.
I love taking trolls on orcs. I love it. But it's more strength. What's wrong with taking a strong team and adding more strength? Like,
what would you prefer? Would you prefer a troll, or do you prefer 6 more guard or 6 mighty blow?
But
what do you mean?
It doesn't work like that, does it? Because you don't get SPP for not carrying a troll. In fact, you gain more SPP for having a troll because he has mighty blow early on, which tends to throw the games in. I'm playing orcs in Rebel, and I'm in the playoffs with a troll. So no. But again, like there's more to it than that as well, right? So all these choices are also based on what you think your opponents are like. I would argue that if you think you're a better coach than your opponents, you should take the troll because you can control it. And if you're afraid that you'll make mistakes, you shouldn't take the troll because you can adjust better. And in the same way, I think a tree is really good for coping with bash teams that want to kill all your elves. And if that is where your wood elf matches fall down, then you should take a tree. And I think of the 3 things we're discussing here, I think taking the rat ogre is the worst, but it's close. All 3 of them are close. I mean, also with orcs and a troll, you get the 1 turn. 1 turns are great.
Okay, but then you've also got to take a goblin.
Yeah. I've got a blodge goblin on my rebel team.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, I mean, if you want the 1 turn opportunity, then let's say that like the trolls. I mean, in an ideal world, the troll has like 2 skills, and the 2 skills I want on a troll is guard, defensive, because then it becomes an absolute nightmare to deal with.
Yeah.
If you get a troll with guard defensive and you slap that on an orc team, I'm like, all right, awesome, yeah, that is worth its weight in gold. Until it gets to that point, it's a liability.
It's more strength. Strength is great. I think my troll. No. So yeah, my troll on my orc team has guard, and that is all at the moment. And I'm saving up for actually, I might be randoming agility in the hope I get defensive. We'll see. Anyway, as Mathmas says,
you'll get catch.
So Mathmas said I've convinced chat, and therefore I've proved myself wrong because chat is always wrong. I am also often a chat member, so therefore I am also wrong. Yeah. So yeah, I agree.
But I think the best thing, at least, is also I learned this when I was playing a lot of Warhammer, is you should always make the choices that helps the playstyle that you have. So
yeah.
So if you are suffering from that your wood elf is getting beaten into a pulp every time, maybe consider bringing a tree. If your team is never ever hit or destroyed after a match, maybe not bring a tree. And I think in that sense, whether it's the troll on orcs or something, I don't think there is a correct answer that goes for all cases, no matter if you believe in the common plebs or not. But I believe in that you should look at what your results tell you and then adjust with these choices. But yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Personal experience has to be your guiding light, right? And ideally, everyone gets an opportunity to play. The teams they want to play in multiple different ways, and until they make their own decisions about what's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if I know someone that likes to play Lizardmen and they like to try and get they try.
Okay, no, you've already lost me at liking to play Lizardmen. I'm sorry. They like to take 6 blocks to every tournament, and that's their decision making process.
So they like they like to try and get a agility up Saurus to take sure hands and break tackle on it. And you know what? At the end of the day, right? If you find that fun and you want to do that, who are we to say
Exactly.
you can't do that?
No.
It's fun. It's got to have you fun at the end of the day, right? Like, if someone wants to make a ball carrying Saurus on a Lizardman team, I mean, once it's made, you're not getting the ball off it. It's probably not really going anywhere, but you're not getting the ball off it.
I think from my point of view, I don't care what the team looks like as long as you think you had fun at the end of the match. But if you pick a team of purely skinks and you complain about your team got outbashed, you should probably consider something.
I mean, I'm not saying that I've done that, but
I played a team of all skinks several times, not just once. But you shouldn't judge it on whether you've enjoyed one game, because sometimes one game is shit.
Yeah. And that's why I hate halflings, because I always end up at the end of the match going like, no, this is bad. And which is really weird, because I enjoy playing goblins, which is in many ways the same stuff, but it's just still not the same.
No, goblins are way more fun than halflings, because the main difference is on goblins you've got secret weapons and you've got a little bit of movement and you can do some stuff. With halflings, it's not the halflings aren't the roster. It's 2 trees and Griff. That's the roster.
Yeah.
In the modern age, but Anyway, I'm not a great goblin player. I do not enjoy playing goblins.
I think I'm 50% on them, and I've played about 25 games or something. It's I can play them. I'm not the best, but I can hold my own.
My first foray into goblins was in a particularly try-hard league where my first few games were against the Sage, Shawnee, Jimmy Fantastic, and a bunch of other very experienced, very good players. And playing goblins against those people wasn't fun at all.
It would have been fine it probably would have been fine if they were also playing goblins.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yes, but they weren't. They were playing good teams. They just murdered me for 8 weeks.
Yeah,
but, it was an experience. Anyway, are we just going to keep chatting forever, or just?
No, I was just going to say I think we should not what is the word? I'm not English speaking, so the disparage chat anymore. I think they have had enough of us.
Yeah. Maybe disparage them. Me calling them all rubbish. That.
Yes. Yeah.
Disparage. Yeah.
Disparage. Is that the word? So, congratulations, Khornight, and congratulations to you, HLiNiC. I think you played really both well. So yes.
And congratulations to you. I'm facing you, right? So
Yeah.
Equally.
Well, we know how that's gonna go, anyways. I lost last time, so I'll probably lose again. So seems only fair.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So
East is beast. Just
I know. At least this time, West have a chance to prove that we are actually better, and I think it's about time.
I'm sorry, but you're not as good. It's not our fault.
The BM. I
I'm
love
sensing
it.
the gauntlet being thrown down here now. You know, just
I've been east since I started in UKBBL. There was like
Yeah.
one season. There was like one season where there used to be a rule where if you got demoted, you changed sides.
there's still that.
So I got demoted, and there is still that. Okay, I've been demoted once in UKBBL history, and I didn't like it, so I've not done it again.
Yeah.
Very fair. Right,
Yeah.
I'm going to head off. I want to say thanks everybody for watching and stuff. It's been really awesome. But I'm going to bed in a minute. So
Yeah, cool.
yeah, take care everyone, and
Cheers.
yeah, commiserations to
Same to
HLiNiC, and congratulations to Khornight.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll
And yeah,
just wrap
well
up.
played to HLiNiC as well.
Yes. I just want to wrap up and remind everyone that there's still spots open in the FA Cup. If you don't think you get enough matches in the normal leagues, there is a chance to play even more Blood Bowl and make a bit of extra gold in star player points for your normal team. For those who are be interested in that. Other than that, thank you for tonight, and talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.